very much, Thierry. It's a pleasure to be here and to talk with you about this. Just before starting, just to comment that these contents that will talk about, they are all on the pages 70 to 73 of the module. So like any other content that we are doing here, they are on the module and they are very well explained by Sogen, their team, and they were curated by us too. So everything I'm talking here, I'm not inventing some of this, but not all, and they are not they are all in the module. Okay, so this part is one of the most important parts of the module, in my opinion, because as trainers you will have a lot of questions about the funding. So this rethinking the traditional ways of funding, the centralized cooperation programs and projects. With the SDGs, they gain another dimensions. So here we will talk a little bit about what we are passing through on the funding and some tips of to find different sources of funding too. So this goes to in this new, as I talked before and yesterday, and so again commented today too, this new thinking goes beyond the international donor funding. So we have to look for good practices of funding from Global South too, and mobilizing also other resources. And you as trainers, future trainers, you have to, it's very important, you have to manage expectations about international funding for DC projects, because this is the most traditional way, and what everyone as trainees are expecting to learn. How will I be funded? And this is not an easy answer to answer. How do I fund DC initiatives? It's not easy, because it's important to consider that since 2008, the donors and the funding are more difficult to access. And now with the COVID, the situation is more difficult. You have greater competition for the funds and for the funding of financial resources. So here we have to find and we have to make sure that our trainees, future trainers, they are open to search for essentially local and regional governance partnerships. And there are a lot that work on the strengthening of democracy, human rights, and SDGs, and for not only for the financial part of the resources, but also and mainly for the development of greater local public services. And so here, the SDGs also highlight it's fundamental to adopt multi-stakeholder approach, as we have seen in the projects that we just designed this morning, looking for another kind of partnerships in the civil society, in the with universities, and this is what the SDG 17 is all about. So we will see more with Najat when we talk about the chapter 5, and we will see also about how we can do the stakeholder mapping to find new partnerships. But more than just expecting the funding of one only one partner, it is important for us to try to find different resources of multiple partners. So here we also indicate some tips that the to find this other kind of funding resources. So the first tip here, the next slide please, is to design, as we did today, to design a clear plan for DC to facilitate the achievement of the SDGs is fundamental. It's the first thing we have to do, is to have a clear idea about our plan, not only for a decentralized cooperation project, but also for a decentralized cooperation policy, with the phases of the policy, the steps to be taken, with more systematic process of what we want to achieve with a decentralized cooperation policy or project. Second one, to contribute our own LRG funding towards a DC program to achieve the SDGs. So as we always, and it's famous, the example of, for instance, the Spanish funds, not all the Spanish funds, about the 0.7% of the, thank you, Thierry, just finishing, but the budget about decentralized cooperation, but if we don't have 0.7%, but if we have 0.0000001% for DC in our own budget, or we can do like a regional fund for decentralized cooperation, as Mercosudados, for instance, is trying to do, even if it's not a lot of money available, if we have only the intention of a budget, I think it's just a beginning. So ending here in 1 minute, there are another tips: the mobilizing philanthropic finance to engage local partnerships, the harnessing resources for academic and research, as we just commented before, the matching budget support from potential partner development partners, engaging local government association and national ministries. That's the example we're going to see with Simone and the Moroccan ministry, following these descriptions here. And at last, identifying local political leaders as spokespersons or champions is a part of the campaigning for SDGs and the awareness raising in our own societies.